Hey there, we're Shannon and Jerry Arner, your hosts of the Arner Adventures podcast.
We're a minimalist couple driven by intentional living and adventure.
Burned out from the 24/7 grind of running our business, we traded the hustle and the bustle for something more meaningful.
We parted ways with most of our belongings and moved to the coast.
Listen along as we chat about life's challenges, share inspiring stories of those who have taken big leaps to live a life outside of the norm,
and help you live with more intention and less physical and mental clutter.
Each episode is a step toward doing and being just a little bit better for ourselves and the world around us.
Life's an adventure after all. Join us for the ride.
It's the Arner Adventures podcast.
Hey there, everybody.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
It is
Morning, obviously.
morning.
Yeah.
It is morning.
Mhm.
Yeah. We're so excited about June and today's episode and all the episodes this month because June is
Get Outside Month.
It is.
Yeah, or
It is.
however you want to put that.
Outdoors, outside,
Outdoors, outside,
out
out,
and about,
not,
in nature.
Yeah, some people call it Not Inside Month.
That's
Yeah,
gosh, they do.
yeah.
They do.
Mhm.
You know, however you want to reflect on it. We reflect on it as Get Outdoors, Get Outside Month, and we're so excited about it because we do love being outside and we talk
Yep.
about the benefits of it a lot. But June's a time that we can really hone in on the benefits
Mhm.
and we get to talk about how it has benefited us, and we get to talk about our Get Outdoors challenge, which we'll talk about at sort of the end of this podcast.
Yes, and that's always fun. So let's get to it. Are you feeling overwhelmed by all the stuff piling up in your life? We've got something just for you. It's the Arner Adventures Declutter 365.
Declutter 365 is our easy to follow guide designed to help you clear out the clutter from every corner of your life. Whether it's the pile of stuff in your home, the endless digital files on your devices, or even the mental load that keeps you up at night, we've got you covered.
Every day, you tackle a simple task that helps you chip away at the clutter. And the best part? You can start anytime. There's no need to wait for the new year or a Monday. You can dive in whenever you're ready.
Over the span of a year, we'll tackle physical, mental, and digital clutter. Imagine having a more organized home, a cleaner inbox, and a calmer mind, all without feeling overwhelmed. It's all about taking small, manageable steps that add to big changes.
Join us on this journey to a simpler, more mindful life. Head over to arneradventures.com/shop.
Let's make space for what truly matters. And now, let's get back to the show. Well, today's episode, speaking of getting outside and
Yeah.
not being inside,
Uh-huh.
what are we going to talk about today, Jer?
We're going to talk about why we feel better after a day outside
I mean,
and not inside.
you know, and it's one of those things that you just sometimes you're busy inside and you're just like, what's the point? You know, I've got so much to do inside,
Yeah.
or I've got my TV and my binging of the Testaments inside.
Yeah. I can't plug into a tree. Yeah.
But we promise you, if you just even implement one of the things that we talk about today, it's going to make you feel so much better. It's sort of why, you know, I'm working on my laptop inside during the day, and on my Pomodoro breaks, which we've talked about before, I always go outside because I need the light. I need whatever it is that the outdoors is bringing to me and benefiting me. I need it. So we hope that today, like all of our episodes, brings you something that could help you and benefit you, even if you just do one tiny thing.
Well, sure. That's what we always aim for, and that's typical with our podcasts. Is starting out slow, starting at your own pace. Don't get overwhelmed in that way, so that you don't give up. So you don't give up. You want to kind of take it slowly and step into it
Yeah.
at your own pace. So not in a sell all your belongings and move into the woods and the wilds of Montana kind of way. We're talking about the simple stuff, right? Porch setting after dinner, walking the dogs, riding bikes instead of driving somewhere, listening to music outside while the sun goes down,
Oh, I
or
love that.
anytime, yeah.
Or anytime.
Even running errands feels slightly less annoying with the windows down and fresh air coming in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
At some point, many of us along the way have stopped spending time outdoors naturally. Life, like we talked about, shifts indoors. You know, if you're a work from home person, if you are, you know, whatever you do, you're at home. We're homebodies. We like being at home as much as we like traveling. But work became screen-based, entertainment became streaming-based, socializing became app-based, and before you know it, entire days can pass without stepping outside for more than just a few minutes. And we noticed something over the past few years that we almost always felt better after spending a day outside. Not magically cured, not transformed into mountain climbing wellness gurus in Montana.
Yeah.
Just lighter, calmer, more connected to life again. And guess what, JR? Science backs a lot of that up.
Oh, and they certainly do. And I could have told you without the backing of science that it's just plain good for you. So, yes. So why do we feel better after spending time outside? More than just science telling us, we know inside we feel better. It impacts our mental health. We feel better mentally. Stress levels, are better. Our sleep is better. Our mood is better. Physical health, of course, in ways that I couldn't have imagined.
Yeah, according to the American Psychological Association, time in nature has been linked to reducing stress, like you said. It is backed by research and science. Studies have shown that spending time outdoors can help lower cortisol levels, the hormone that closely associates with stress.
That's right. Another study published found that people who spent at least 120 minutes a week in nature, not in a row, but just spread out over the week, were significantly more likely to report good health and psychological well-being than those who didn't.
That doesn't mean that you need to disappear into a national park every weekend. 2 hours spread throughout the week count, like Jerry was saying.
Yeah. Basically, a few evening walks, coffee outside in the morning, or tea, sitting at the beach for an hour, or walking on the beach for an hour, reading on a patio or outside deck, taking your dog around the neighborhood, eating dinner outdoors instead of in front of the TV.
Totally. Al fresco. We love dining al fresco.
Yeah.
Sometimes we overcomplicate what getting outside has to mean, and it really doesn't need to be that difficult. So fresh air feels different when life feels heavy, and we know this. We've talked about this before, but if you're new here, back in 2017, we sold all of our belongings. We sold our house, our business, everything, and we moved to the coast. And one of the things that happened was that we were living in this tiny space, 500 square feet. So we were outside all the time, whether it was sitting outside on the porch, walking our dog at the time, Betty, spending time near the water. We were out a lot. And what happened was that our physical and mental health dramatically improved. I mean, it was when we started really becoming aware of how the outside really interrupts that mental spiral downward and a physical spiral downward. When we stay indoors too long, especially if you're working online, life can start feeling oddly repetitive. The same walls, same notifications, the same tabs, all the things, but outside forces your brain to notice things again.
Yeah, the weather changes, it changes you. The light changes. You hear birds, and you hear everything. You hear birds, traffic, winds, people talking, dogs barking. It's kind of fun cats meowing. It's kind of fun to actually stop and listen to how many different things you're hearing at one time.
Yeah.
Music playing somewhere in the distance, and we heard that a lot in Beaufort. Yeah.
Sometimes not the too far distance. It was just up the street.
Yeah, small coastal town, and there was a lot of tourist area, and they had a lot of outdoor things going on, so you'd hear music. But your body moves differently outdoors than it does sitting in all day. And even if you get out just for short little bits like you do on your pomegranate breaks, it helps. Just a little bit will help and change your mood.
Yeah, speaking of research, we like to back this by not just our experience, but research. Harvard Medical School has done research and discusses how time outdoors and exposure to natural light helps support healthier sleep patterns and circadian rhythms, which affects energy, mood, and mental clarity. If you've been on social media lately, there's some ads coming up about different lights that you can have inside your house that sort of emulates the natural occurrence of sunshine through the day. That is great, but it does not compare to the natural effect of experiencing it outside.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we are looking into having some of those lights. We have one of the lights that we call our happy light, where if it's cloudy for a lot and we start feeling depressed, we turn it on. Those things are so great, and they're tools to supplement some of those things that you could be missing, but it's really, really important that you understand that none of that substitutes for the natural thing outside.
No, you can't replace the real thing, can you? And the thing is, going outdoors doesn't have to be expensive. Like, for instance, that lamp you're talking about, that cost us.
Yeah.
Or it would have cost us if somebody didn't give it to us. I'm not sure how that went, but
that lighting system that we saw the ad for that I was looking at, it's expensive.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Now, walking outside the door, I've never been charged yet. Typically, I walk out. There's not a doorman there. I go
Nobody
out,
asking for a cover charge.
Nobody's asking for a cover. I go right out into the backyard. There I am, and that's a lot. And you know, that's better than the fake thing, the light, even though that's good too. But getting outside, you can't replace it.
Yeah.
So it starts, a lot of outdoor content online starts feeling like expensive hiking gear, luxury cabins, elaborate camping setups, expensive gym membership. Well, no, that'd be an indoor. Yeah, $1,000 adventure vacations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's great for people who enjoy things, but outdoor time doesn't need to look like a sponsored survival documentary to matter.
Right.
You know, some of our favorite outdoor moments have been sunset walks, really cheap, free beach days and adventures, sitting around a fire pit,
biking around town, taking Rue and B outside, reading on a blanket. I'd say eating takeout at a park instead of at home. That's a good one. Yeah.
Sure.
Can you think of any others?
Opening the windows and listening to a thunderstorm roll in.
Yeah.
You know?
Uh-huh.
The point isn't performing outdoorsy behavior correctly. The point is reconnecting with life outside the constant noise.
Yep. So now we get to the fun part.
Yes.
What we were leading up to this whole time is we created a Get Outdoors challenge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Part of the reason we started our Get Outdoors challenge is because we realized how easy it is to unintentionally spend entire weeks disconnected from the outside world. Not because we don't like nature, but just because life gets busy. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The challenge is meant to make outdoor time feel approachable instead of overwhelming. So it's no pressure, no intense fitness goals, no requirement to climb a mountain before sunrise. It's just intentional moments outside. So each day has something that's totally attainable. Like, why don't you talk about some of the things that are on there, Jer?
Yeah, well, there's, walking after dinner, there's drinking coffee outdoors, there's watching a sunset or a sunrise, visiting a local trail or a not local trail.
If you want to make it a little bit more.
Yeah. If you're getting tired of your local trail.
Yeah.
And there's better ones, somewhere else. Reading outside instead of scrolling indoors. And replacing one drive with a bike ride. That's something I really like to do.
Yeah, it's just small shifts that really count. It really will make an impact. One of the things I always think about that I think is so great is just laying outside on a blanket or towel and looking at the clouds. I think I've mentioned that recently too. Mm-hmm. That's something that as adults we just don't do anymore. And if we did it as kids, and it's just something that if you take a few moments, you will really be surprised at how calming that is. Just that one little thing.
A good time to do that is in the morning before you look at your phone. Just step out and look up in the sky. It'll. They say those first things you do set the tone for your day, and I really believe that.
Yeah. So if you want to join us, it's free. It's a 30-day, Get Outdoors challenge. Yeah. So if you want to join us, it's free 30-day Get Outdoors challenge. The link is in the show notes. Super easy. And we hope that you do. And this podcast drops in the middle of the month. But, it's okay. You can do it like Jerry always says, 30 days in a row.
Yeah.
You can start at any time. You could do this in July if you want to. We just really like to spend the month of June kind of emphasizing the importance of getting outside.
Yeah. Just make sure it's this July. And we we think getting outside fixes a lot of things. It helps us reconnect with ourselves a little bit. When you do that, you're able to connect with others better, I think, too. Because life is moving fast with the screens and the news cycles and and the algorithms, and they're competing for your attention. And the clouds are up there saying, "Hey, look at me here." Yeah, yeah. So it feels like we're just consuming life more than actually living it, or living in the moment, or living through your senses, more so than just your thoughts. So going outside slows things down just enough to remember there's still a real world happening around us. And usually, after a day outside, we feel a little more like ourselves again. If this episode resonated with you, or if you know of someone who would benefit from what we talked about, please share it with a friend.
It's a great way of supporting the podcast, and we really appreciate it.
Another way of supporting the pod is by leaving us a 5-star review or rating on the platform you are listening to us on.
And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That also supports us. You can always find us, the show notes, and sponsors who support the podcast at arneradventures.com.
And until next time, enjoy the journey you're on. We're wishing you lots of adventures.
Bye-bye.